Good evening, everyone. System Chalk here with the 18th episode of Cultist Simulator, the Exile Legacy. Now, we may potentially have some unwelcome arrivals. We're going to keep our cool and not reconnoiter Amsterdam until it's confirmed that they are going to be looking for us. I'm also slightly tempted to just run out to Rostock right away off of this, but it sort of depends what we're up against. It may mean that we have to kiss the obscurity goodbye, but we'll see, right? All right, the sanatorium is open. As always, we're going to start with the vitality. Oh, hang on. Nope. Yeah, we can still do that because I don't think we actually have to pass one of the challenges right away. Sick or give the old a shot of youth. Addressing this challenge with Grail, this will increase its subtlety. There's that tingling sensation on the back of my neck. Someone is looking for me. The more traces on the board, the more quickly your pursuers will be able to move against you. Undiscovered. My pursuers are satisfied I'm not here. Of course, they may yet return. Well, it certainly didn't take them long last time, but we're doing okay. So that means we'll at least have 3 obscurity. I'm going to hold off on mailing out the cash to Rostock. Patients come and go at my sanatorium. Staff will see you now. There we go. Sorry to just kind of fast forward through all of this, but it's pretty clear what we're doing, and at this point here I want to make sure that I have the cash that I need. So, like, let's say that we succeed. I don't want to completely liquidate all of... well, sorry, my cash is liquid. I don't want to completely abandon all of my cash to Rostock. Like, we've got 6 in it right now, because if I'm going to be establishing a life in Amsterdam, obviously I'm going to want to keep more of that cash to go towards, you know, nice properties and such. So, assuming that we succeed with the, you know, with the plan here, you know, I'm not that worried because we'll be generating about 4 for every run at the sanatorium we have. Special outcomes. My works are written in water. You've achieved 3 subtlety. You've not only avoided risk of traces, but gained an obscurity. 17, so we wait for the sanatorium to go away. We throw another year at the problem, and we use our secluded club. And as always, we plug the vitality in. This is essentially an excuse for me to keep this vitality as long as possible. So assuming that we don't have a reckoner coming after me, we'll actually be over halfway on the obscurity. And there's still a world of work ahead of me to really make this count. But assuming I get the 7, that opens up a lot of possibilities for me. I'm addressing this challenge with Grail. It will increase subtlety. Operation continues. Patients come and go at my sanatorium. My staff will see you to your room. Sorry, I realize I stumble over my words on the best of times anyway, but here I'm actually feeling a little anxious just because this is pretty far. Like, I don't think I've gotten this far in obscurity on this run yet, so it's kind of exciting. Operation continues. Patients come and go at my sanatorium. My staff will see you to your room. The operation is complete. See you next year. My works are written in water. You've achieved 3 subtlety. You've not only avoided risk of traces, but gained an obscurity. Alright. Again, there's only one thing to be done right now. We continue to convert years into cash. Now, again, if I wind up in a situation where I have to leave, I have a lot of cash, which is going to delay my departure to Rostock, but it's worth it in this case. Lightnit's daughter. I'm addressing this challenge with Grail. It will increase subtlety. I incidentally also have the option of using the case of 1865 Domain Reveille. See, the temptation here is to start reconnoitering Amsterdam in anticipation that we can use the obscurity, and essentially I just want to buy property to raise my comfort. The problem is that if I do that and I generate that trace, all of a sudden all of this hard work blows up in my face. So there is a game plan that I have for that, though. Operation is complete. See you next year. Works are written in water. Alright. 5 obscurity. Getting exciting. We just need 2 more of these. Once I've treated a couple of wealthy widows, word will spread quickly. A reasonably safe way to convert stolen lifespan into cash. So, vitality goes in. The guitar, the idol, and just keep our head down. Addressing this challenge with Grail, this will increase subtlety. Now, the thing here is that the house is already giving us quite a bit for the task. The plan that I have here is that I'm going to go up to the 7th obscurity, then I'm going to start to reconnoiter Amsterdam. And the risk that we have here is a trace on the board at the time that the Reckoners are looking for me. If I don't have a trace on the board while the Reckoners are looking, then the obscurity doesn't get consumed. The other alternative I have, incidentally, is Yeah, I think I know how I'm going to do this. There is one thing I'm going to do which potentially risks my obscurity, but it works are written in water. G3 subtlety. Okay. So I'm going to count my comfort. We've got 1, so that's 3, 4, 5, 7, 9. Okay, deep breaths. So you may wonder, okay, so why aren't you reconnoitering now? And this is because if I wind up generating an errant trace, and it really times out the worst possible way, I want to make sure that I'm able to liquidate everything and get out of town. So we'll pass 2 challenges and then we start to search out the city. Okay, now we reconnoiter Amsterdam. So this may mean we leave some money behind in Rostock. That's fine. Money doesn't count for anything, it's what money can buy. Grand Townhouse is a good start. good place to rest up or invite contacts I want to impress. I've taken on a couple of discreet staff and installed extra locks on the doors, but that won't slow down my pursuers much. Import license probably doesn't do that much for me. I can connect it with the official connection, but I don't think I want to go that far. Books are written in water. Now, I'm gonna. This isn't exactly cheating, but I'm gonna pull the curtain back on something that I've been trying to do here. So. We now have our 7 obscurity. This is a chance for us to win. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to tab out of the game, and I'm going to go to the achievements, I believe. So where was the... Oh, this may not be... I've got my... Maybe this is from me looking at the files. Okay, there are multiple endings to Exile. And so there's a very specific one that I am... there's a very specific one that I'm looking for here. And I thought it was indicated in the achievement, but clearly I was mistaken. So basically, this is, you know, for, I suppose, for the benefit of those of you who want to find this out on your own, basically there are certain levels of comfort, and if you... essentially, if you achieve certain levels of comfort and get a win, this will give you a different type of achievement. So I'm specifically looking for 30 comfort here, which the only way of me really achieving that right now is to get increasingly elaborate homes. So for my homes, I've currently got 12, 13, 15. 16, 17, sorry, I had 12, 13, 15, 16, 17, 19, 21. So essentially I'm looking for 9 more, which would basically be a secluded villa and something else. I don't know if you can have more than one secluded villa. So this is the risk that I have, right? Which is, this is all well and good for, this is all well and good in theory, but I actually don't know whether or not I can buy more than one secluded villa, and so I may be risking my obscurity by pursuing, you know, increasing luxury. But this is going to be what I do right now. So you may ask the question, okay, so why do you keep running the sanatorium? Well, number one, I want to convert years into cash. But number two, this is also going to be building up my obscurity. So if the worst happens, I have a little bit of a buffer. So I don't necessarily want the official connection. This is the sort of thing I would debate about checking the wiki for to see if I can have more than one building, but it's kind of fun to check this out for myself. Okay, I don't think the quiet warehouse is going to give me any comfort, but it doesn't hurt for me to buy it. It may serve other purposes as well. Yeah, so there's no comfort here. Which makes sense, right? What are you gonna do? Like put a couch in the... Oh! This is not gonna generate obscurity for me, sadly. Alright. Oh! Madame, Matunine. Madame Matunine's yacht, the Sapphire, lies at anchor here. Madame Matunine has a lethal reputation. Okay, unlucky about the trace. We'll see if we can deal with that. The discrete office here. Now, here's the clever bit about this. So this does give me some comfort. However, this does also have a rather important characteristic. This is deception, quiet warehouse, and the discrete office. Now, what I think I'm going to do here, I'm going to wait until the reckoners start looking for me. But what I can do if I want to lose a trace, I use these to cover my tracks. Oh, interesting. I could also use the official connection. That's a little... Well, actually... Maybe that gives me a reason to... Okay, I'm not crazy about this used or stolen year, but... Alright. I've been careful, but not careful enough. Trace on the board will sometimes draw reckoners, so I gotta be careful. This could undo a whole lot of my work. It's also possible that they're automatically going to just keep searching for me because of this trace. It could be that I just got very greedy here. So, with the official connections... I think I'm actually just going to burn the discrete office. See you next year. Works are written in water. Okay, so a few things that I want to do in response to this. There's a very specific order in which all of this is going to happen. So for starters, I'm going to send cash off to Rostock. It's only going to be one, but it's a start. It's that tingling sensation on the back of my neck. Someone is looking for me. The more traces on the board. Now it's actually occurred to me this may still count as a trace. Reinforcements, yeah. So I gotta get out of here. So we sell the townhouse, or the villa, and then the townhouse. I hope it's an assassin. Although it I guess the obscurity gets lost no matter what, so. And actually, this is the point where we can continue to reconnoiter because they're definitely looking for me now. So we sell the townhouse, and then we start packing. The one thing we don't do is go on the attack. Now we're not going to send anything else to Rostock. All right, so this one we need to use the official connections, and in fact, right now. Well, let's sell the, let's finish selling before we head out. Okay, so they're going to be going after my... This is where I start paying in obscurity. Okay, so I got the cash. Now we head out to Rostock. And essentially we're just hoping we pack before all the obscurity is gone, although I think we're going to lose a lot of it. So this is my chance if I can buy anything else. I'm happy. operative is at work here. They won't find me yet. My veil of secrecy is getting thinner. So it probably wasn't a good idea for me to buy that second official connection, but... operatives uncovering more clues, they may summon reinforcements soon. Sorry, I know this is a bit of a clown show going on right now, but it is tempting to talk with so Miss Matutinin is what they call a Legion, which means she's something like a person who does something like eat people. But I've heard she has an acquaintance with the nameless name of the Velvet, in whose mists the defendant finds solace. That might be something I need. So it doesn't say that I need a... Oh, no. Oh, hang on. Madame Matudine comes laughing down the gangway. Her laughter is like birdsong, and her eyes too are something of a bird's, shining beads of black. Interesting, she purrs. Is there any more? Probably not. Most of it's packed up. A good start. I suppose you'd like me to intercede for you. You'll have to work very hard to convince me. What else do you have? Nothing she wants. If I can walk away with 3 obscurity out of this, that's not a bad win. I think I'm going to lose... I think I'm going to be down to 2 by the end of this, though. A tiny frown mars Madame... Matutine's pale and peerless forehead. Insufficient. We can do better, hein? Take this. When you are by the sea, call me, and I will come. Once only. I do not like to waste my time. Until then. No one had any use for it, not anymore, so I have made it from something both practical and charming, no? So this is probably, Reckoner Operative has evidence that I'm here, but they haven't moved against me. This can only mean that they've sent for their superior. When there are 3 traces on the board, an underboss can appear. So this is ambiguous as to whether or not there can be more than 1 grand townhouse available at any one time. But here's the underboss. Continuing to shred my obscurity. Yikes. This is the drawback about having a lot of cash. That's all my obscurity gone now. So essentially it's almost like Amsterdam didn't happen. Well, it's not entirely true. Obviously we've got a lot of cash, but... And the foe's going to show up, but it's not going to matter because we're going to be out of the town. that we would do... Farewell. So, yeah, the real shame about this... Oh, I guess we're up the flute. I was really hoping that we'd keep some of that obscurity. And I generally had... I am wondering what would have happened if I had killed the trace early. Because that... I might have just taken... Or I just might have pulled the win away from myself. But here we are in Rostock. Janning's staff have been told to expect me. I'm welcome here for as long as I like. So here we've got Janning's townhouse. Now this is interesting. So this is already a for comfort. So take advantage of my preparations. The envy of every passerby. Let's close the curtains tightly. I should retrieve the cash I sent ahead. And we'll work pretty much the way we have with every other city. Now 40 cash is certainly nothing to sneeze at. We are going to have to rebuild our obscurity if it comes to that. But we'll start by sending discreet messages from Rostock, and we'll see. The hope here, of course, is that this is the sort of thing that we would make a stand in. If nothing else, just because I'm running out of years, and that's going to limit my access to things like official connections and whatnot. So maybe this is where I make the stand for better or worse. I keep saying that, but okay. Kaunas, Little Paris. Dominicas the baker has done well for himself. High-level connections in the Iron Wolf and Kaunas. We never really got on, but he owes me. I can't be fussy. Okay. So there is a question here whether or not I want to start sending money out immediately. With 47 cash, it's hard to see me... it's kind of hard to see me using all of it. So let's start by doing the reconnoiter. So the question, of course, is whether or not this is something that we're going to stay in. Janning's townhouse is nice, and it gives us an opportunity to practice medicine, but I don't want to be spending years unless... Yep, there's a trace. So, I'm not giving up. I am going to start sending money to Kaunas, but I am going to treat this like I'm not gonna stay here long. Trace. At this point, I'm going to need to generate for kind of remove obscurity or whatever events. So at this point, I'm just going to say, all right, it's likely we're not going to stay here. I am probably going to fight here, though. So I do have the option of shooting anybody who comes after me, but if it's the assassin, that's actually a good thing for us. Purchase art about yearning, a window onto what wasn't, a moth rarity. All right. Definitely want to buy things that increase my comfort. And we're pretty much at the end of our time, but let's at least reveal the form of the destroyer. Green is remembered rain, an oil painting of a final horizon in green and gold and glory. There's that tingling sensation on the back of my neck someone's looking for. I'm not going to do much with the import license. I may want to hire the official connection. Okay, so this is an assassin. This is actually pretty helpful for me. The deal here is that I'm not that worried about assassins as long as I have things to delay them. So, for instance, the sea. Oh, interesting. Freezing winds are something I can use against the foe. Stolen life is more easily sold by the year than by the decade. I have the tools to make the necessary changes, but I must be very careful with my pen strokes. She who comes before the sun looks unkindly on sloppiness. Okay, this is in case of emergency. Lost my pursuer in the bustle of the port. So the aim here is to sort of draw out the underboss. At last it's done. I've drawn up 10 careful drafts against the tally and burnt the decade draft. Each of my new drafts is worth 42 million heartbeats. I fancy I can hear them trembling in the paper. Okay. I cannot sell Janning's townhouse. It's worth a try. Try and hang on to the freezing winds if I can. That's obviously good against the foe. Reinforcements. A Reckoner Assassin has evidence that I'm here, but they haven't moved against me. This can only mean that they've sent for their superior. When there are 3 traces on the board, an underboss can appear. And on that note, I think we are going to leave it for tonight. So thank you very much for watching. I don't know. This is out of what I've got right now. This is one of the better environments for me to fight the foe. But whether or not I can deliver on the the final battle, that remains to be seen. I am going to need to get lucky with some of these draws, I think. But anyways, we'll find out soon enough. Thank you for watching. Take care.